Hello students, let's solve some more examples on continuity. So the example is, let f from R to R is defined by f of x is equal to x if x is rational, and f of x is equal to minus x if x is irrational. Prove that f is continuous only at x is equal to 0. So what is given? Function is defined as f of x if x is rational, and it is minus x if x is irrational. We have to show f is continuous only at point 0 and it is discontinuous except at point 0. Okay. So suppose that, first let us prove that the function is discontinuous at a point which is not equal to 0. So suppose a belongs to R, a not equal to 0. Okay. So to show that function is discontinuous at every point of real numbers except 0, we will use sequential criteria. So what was third point of sequential criteria? If the two sequences in domain converges to the same value, say A, but if their sequences of images does not converge to f of a, then we can say that function is discontinuous at that point. Okay. So let us take two sequences. Let xn be a sequence of rational numbers such that limit of xn as n tends to infinity is equal to a, and let yn be a sequence of irrational numbers such that limit of yn as n tends to infinity is equal to a. Means what? We have taken two sequences, first sequence of rational, second sequence of irrational, both converges to same limit a. Now here what will be f of xn? Now xn is rational number, so f of xn will be, by this definition, this will be xn, and yn is irrational number, so f of yn will be minus yn. Okay. So this is true for all n belongs to natural number. So using this, now f of xn is xn, means what this implies? This implies limit of f of xn as n tends to infinity, that will be what? Limit of xn as n tends to infinity, and that will be equal to a. Okay, because here limit of xn n tends to infinity is equal to a. And another, what will be limit of f of yn as n tends to infinity? It will be limit of, what is f of yn? Minus yn as n tends to infinity. What will be this limit? As limit of yn is a, limit of minus yn will be, minus a. Means here what happened? Xn and yn both sequences converges to a, but f of xn and f of yn converge to different limits. So this implies here, limit of f of xn as n tends to infinity is not equal to limit of f of yn as n tends to infinity. Okay. Therefore f is discontinuous. Therefore we can say that f is discontinuous if a is not equal to 0. So for non-zero real number, function is discontinuous. Now suppose that a is 0, then what happen? Now suppose a is equal to 0. So for this, by definition of epsilon delta, given epsilon greater than 0, let us take delta is equal to epsilon. Then whenever mod x can be written as mod of x minus 0 is less than delta, then mod of f of x minus f of a is equal to mod of f of x. A is 0 here, so f of 0 is 0 minus f of 0. We can write it as mod of f of x, okay, which is equal to mod of f of x, that is, it will be mod x. F of x will be x when x is rational. Now mod x, here we have taken mod x less than delta, and delta is equal to epsilon if x is rational, okay. And another, and mod of f of x will be minus of mod of minus of x. It is same as mod x. Is also here we have taken it is less than delta, and let us take delta as epsilon, because we have taken epsilon is same as delta if x is irrational. Means in both cases what we get, if mod of x minus a is 0, if mod of x minus a is less than delta, then mod of f of x minus f of a, that is this, is less than epsilon. Thus if mod of x minus 0 less than delta, then mod of f of x minus f of 0 less than epsilon. Therefore this is nothing but definition of continuity. Therefore from this we can say that therefore f is continuous at 0. Okay. Now let us solve another example. Determine the set of points of discontinuity of the following functions. We have to determine set of points of discontinuities of given functions. First function is f of x is equal to x square plus 2x plus 1 upon x square plus 1. Now this function will be discontinuous at which point? Where denominator becomes 0, means at the point where x square plus 1 will be 0, because some value upon 0, that become infinity. So this function become discontinuous when this x square plus 1 will be 0. But what is x? X is any real number and it is square here, so this value will never be 0. So we say that this function is continuous everywhere over R. So we can write here in solution, here fx is of the type px upon qx, means it is the rational polynomial. Therefore f is discontinuous at those points at which this q of x is 0. But here what is q of x? But q of x is, here q of x is x square plus 1, which is not equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. This value cannot be 0. Therefore we will write, therefore fx is continuous everywhere in R. Okay, that this is first function. Second function is f of x is equal to square root of x plus square root of x. Now this function is defined where this value under square root is greater equal 0. Okay, So we will write here f of x is equal to square root of x plus square root of x is defined if x plus root x, means value under square root, is greater or equal 0. This value will be greater or equal 0 if what, x greater or equal 0, means what, this function is defined at which point x greater or equal 0. Therefore this function is continuous at every x greater or equal 0. Therefore f is continuous at every x greater or equal 0. Therefore which are the points at which function is discontinuous? Therefore the set of points of discontinuity is now on the real line. X greater or equal 0 denotes set of points of continuity. So for discontinuity, which points are there? The set of points of discontinuity is opposite to this, means that will be x such that x is less than 0. Okay. Now the third function is f of x is equal to cos of square root of 1 plus x square. Now here this function cos of root 1 plus x square is defined for 1 plus x square must be greater or equal 0. So here f of x is equal to cos of square root of 1 plus x square is defined for which value? For 1 plus x square greater or equal 0. Now here what is 1 plus? It is square of x. Although x may be negative, but its square will be positive. So definitely 1 plus x square is greater or equal 0 for all values of x. Okay. But 1 plus x square greater or equal 0 for all x belongs to R. Therefore this function is continuous everywhere. Therefore we can say, therefore cos of square root of 1 plus x square is continuous everywhere. Okay, means what will be the set of points of discontinuity? Set of points of discontinuity will be empty set. Therefore the set of points of discontinuity is equal to phi. Okay, so this was about example in which we have to define set of discontinuity for the function. Now let us move next topic, that is algebra of continuous functions. What is algebra of continuous functions? Let us consider A is a subset of R, and let f and g are two functions defined from A to R. F and g both are real valued functions. Suppose that f and g are continuous at point C belongs to A. Suppose f and g are continuous at C belongs to A. Then the first f plus minus g, second k into f, okay, where this k is a scalar, third f into g, and fourth f upon g, where g of c is not equal to 0. G of c, this value must not be equal to 0, are continuous at x is equal to c. What is statement? Two functions are given, f and g, from A to R. F is also continuous, g is also continuous at point C. Then a plus minus g, k into f into g, f upon g, provided g of c not equal to 0. All these four functions are also continuous at point C. We can prove it one by one. So to prove, now any function f is continuous when limit of fx as x tends to c is equal to f of c. Then we say that f is continuous at point c. Now to show f plus minus g continuous means we must replace this f by f plus minus g. So if we show limit of f plus minus g of at which point c as x tends to c, what will be this value? This can be written as, here x, limit of f plus minus g of x. If we show that this value is same as limit f plus minus g of c, so this will be what? Limit x tends to c f of x plus minus limit g of x as x tends to c. What will be limit f x as x tends to c? This value will be f of c. Why? Because f is continuous at point c. Plus minus this value will be g of c because g is continuous at point c, and this can be written as f plus minus g of c. Okay, so what we get here? Limit of f plus minus g of x as x tends to c is equal to f plus minus g of c. So like this, so therefore we can say that f plus g is continuous at point c. In a similar way, you can prove that kf f into g f upon g is continuous at point c. Okay, take it as assignment and prove these three parts. Okay. Next theorem is let A, B both belongs to R. Let f is a function from A to R and g is a function from B to R. Be functions such that f of A is a subset of B. What is given? F is a function from A to R, B is a function from, G is a function from B to R, and f of A, its range of f is contained in what? It's a subset of B. If f is continuous at A and G is continuous at f of A is equal to B. What is given? F is continuous at point A. Okay, f is continuous at point small a belongs to A, and G is continuous at, now G is defined on B, and this f of A is contained in B. So definitely f of A will be in B. So G can be defined, means f of A is a point in B, and the function G is continuous at point f of A which contained in B. Okay, let us denote f of A by B. F is continuous at A, G is continuous at point f of A is equal to B. Then the composite function g dot f from A to R is continuous at A. If f is continuous at A, G is continuous at f of A, then we have to show composition of these two functions G and f from A to R is also continuous at point A. So let us prove it. So in proof, now if x belongs to A, then what happen? Then f of x, let us denote f of x by y. It belongs to what? Now x belongs to A, and we know that f of A is contained in B, so definitely fx belongs to B. So this f of x is equal to y, that belongs to B. Again, what is given? Since what is given? G is continuous at f of A is equal to B. So since G is continuous at f of A is equal to B, so by definition of epsilon and delta, in space of delta let us use neta. G is continuous at this point, therefore we have for epsilon greater than 0 there exists neta greater than 0. such that what? If mod of, now here the point is g is continuous at this point. So here at which point? B. So for g, let us take y, mod of y minus b, because we know that this y belongs to b, and g, domain of g is b, so we have taken point from domain. So mod of y minus b, because this function is continuous at point b. So if mod y minus b is less than neta, then mod of g of y minus g of b is less than epsilon. Let us give it equation number 1. Again, so this is by definition of continuity of g. Again, what is given? F is continuous at point A. Again, f is continuous at which point? At x is equal to a. So for this we have, for neta greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0, such that, so again by definition of epsilon delta, in space of epsilon, here is only notation change, okay, don't confuse with it. Here we have used epsilon neta, here we are using neta delta, because at last we have to combine these two equations. So by, we have for neta greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0, such that what? Such that mod of f of x minus f of a less than neta for all mod of x minus a less than delta. Okay, let us give it equation number 2. So from 1 and 2 we can combine these two equations. So from 1 and 2 we have, what we have from 1 and 2? From 1 and 2, what happened? If mod of, this is true for all, so we are taking this part first. If mod of x minus a less than delta, then what happens? If this, then this part, then means what? Then mod of fx minus f of a less than neta. That is what? What is this part? What is f of x? We know that f of x is y. That is, what is this means? That is mod of y minus, and f of a is nothing but b. Mod of y minus b is less than neta. We have written it from equation 2. And what equation 1 imply? If mod of y minus b less than neta, like this, then what happen? Then mod of gy minus gb less than epsilon. Implies, what this implies? Mod of g of y minus g of b less than epsilon. Sorry, it is less than epsilon. Okay, that is, means what we get finally, that is, if mod of x minus a less than delta, then what we get? Mod of g of y minus g of b less than epsilon. That is what we get finally. If mod of x minus a less than delta, then mod of g of, what is y? Y is f of x, right? Minus g of, what is b? B is f of a less than epsilon. So this we can write it as, that is, if mod of x minus a less than delta, then mod of this g of f of x is nothing but g into a composite product of g dot f of x minus g dot f of a less than epsilon. Means what we get? For if a mod of x minus a less than delta, then g dot f of x minus g dot f of a less than epsilon. So by definition of continuity, what this implies, this function g dot f is continuous at point A. So we will write, hence by definition of continuity, g dot f is continuous At which point? At point x is equal to a. Okay, which we have to prove. Okay, let's stop here. In next lecture we will prove some more examples and learn some more topics. Thank you.